Oh, good evening, everyone. Out there, up there, back there, wherever. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Len Dorman. And we have a great guest tonight. We'll bring him out in a few minutes. Excuse my voice tonight. It's a little bit odd to me anyway. But we're going to have a show. And we're going to bring out our guest, Brian Bohalt, in just a few minutes. Just got to say, I'm warning you, watch out for June. We're going to have issues in June. So stand by. We got a mess. Anyway, because I paid over $5 for premium here, which is not bad. Gas is not that expensive down here in Arkansas, not compared to Brian's California prices. He lives coming to Arkansas by gas. But our car takes premium. It won't even start on regular. So, and of course, I'm surrounded by truck drivers and diesels right at $5 here. And that's, it's killing them. Anyway, we're going to get on started with the show. First, we want to talk about some friends of the show, friends of the network. If you'll show up the first picture, please. There is Voices from Beyond, New Orleans Paranormal Society. If you want to take a tour in New Orleans, one of the most haunted cities in North America, these are the people to look for. They will not take you in front of a building and say, this building's haunted, and you walk on to the next building. Follow me, let's go to the next building. No, they don't do that. They don't take you in a building and say, this room is haunted. This ghost things are around here all the time. 5 minutes later, off you go. Or they maybe tune up a ghost box for 5 minutes to see if they can get a EVP or just a recorder. They don't do that. They will put you in a known haunted location. Go ahead and show the other picture, please. Here's their address, phone number, and some of their prices. But they will put you in a haunted location, sit you down, hand you a piece of paranormal equipment, and says, do you want to contact your spirit? Now's the time. And some of the locations they have is behind a voodoo shop. I've been there several times, guaranteed haunted. They also will take you into Andrew Jackson Hotel, one of the most haunted hotels, one of the most haunted districts in New Orleans, one of the most haunted cities around. They will sit you in one of the most haunted rooms, and you can take your turn sitting there by yourself with spirits answering your questions. Yes, that's what they will give you. Contact them if you want a real ghost tour guided by real paranormal investigators. But that's only if you want to go down there now, or if you're going in June. If you're going in July, hold off your trip till July 31st. That weekend, guess what they are doing for New Orleans Paranormal Society? Go ahead and play the New Orleans Paracon video. January 31st, August 1st, and 2nd. And by the way, look out after dark, because it will be, if the moon's out, if the fangs will be out. Yes, they will. Father Sebastian will be there. He doesn't do paracons. He doesn't do podcasts, but he's going to be in New Orleans. So to honor him, yes, I do have things. Anyway, let's go ahead and open the door on this show, please. All right, everybody, have a seat. Settle down, settle down. We're going to go ahead without further ado and bring out our guest this week. Tell you a little something about him. He's a founder and lead investigator of the Amigos, a paranormal team based out of Madeira, California. He's also affiliated with Cali Scare Us, where he is a lead investigator based out of Angel Camp, California. He's an amateur videographer, an FAA 107 licensed drone pilot, and producer and co-host of the Hideous Diversion podcast. Most importantly, he is a husband of 26 years and a father of 5 children. All right. So without further ado, let's bring our guest on out, Brian Bohov.
Hey, Len, thanks for having me on here, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey, that's not a problem. Glad to have you.
When I saw Father Sebastian pop up, I've been in an interview with him. He is a very entertaining fellow. Anybody, if you get a chance to meet this guy at that event, you will not regret it. He is a very interesting guy. He's done a lot of really cool things in his life, and he has tons of great stories. So, wow, I cannot believe he's going to be there.
Anybody who wants to meet him or spend some time with Patty Negre needs to come up with $500 and do it quick. That's per person. And you get to spend the weekend with Patty Negre, Father Sebastian, and Sam.
That's worth every bit of $500. It truly is. I mean, we spent 2.5 hours with the guy, and it was amazing. So highly recommend getting involved with that if you can afford it. You know, that's amazing.
He's going to be down there in New Orleans, and that's just going to be a party.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of one of the things he's known for is his vampire balls that he throws. So they're amazing. If you check him out on Instagram, they show a lot of photos of it, and they're pretty wild events. You know, and now your fangs, did he make your fangs? No. Mm-mm. Okay. Because those are pretty special. Those are, you know, something to treasure for sure.
His are a little bit longer than mine.
Oh, that's rad, man.
Well, right now I'm on Vampire Hours. I suffer from insomnia occasionally, and
Mhm.
right now I'm staying up at night, getting some work done, and sleeping during the afternoon.
Mhm.
And I'd like to say hello to Greg Koss. Do you know him? Do you know Greg, Brian?
I don't. No, I don't.
Okay. He's
There he
got
is, right there.
yeah,
He just popped
he's
up. Hi, Greg.
he's got a podcast. In fact, he does about 2 or 3 shows a week.
Mhm.
He's up just outside the Chicago area. And I've ghost hunted with him before. He's a great guy. So if he asks you to be on his show, or if you want to, he's got a lot of great stories. Been ghost hunting for a long time.
Mhm.
If you want to get on his show, talk to him. He's very amenable.
Awesome. No, I got to tell you, man, I'm walking away from the paranormal.
Oh, you are?
That's yeah, I put a notice out about a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that I want to disassociate myself from anybody in the paranormal. I consider them family, to be honest with you. But there's some religious things that make me kind of want to walk away from it. But also, I don't want to be pigeonholed just into the paranormal. Um, I've through my skills that I've developed being a paranormal investigator and filming, etc. My heart and my passion has been more about videography and photography, and I want to go in a different direction. Um, so, and I don't want it to just be the paranormal. N- like I said, I'm not trying to disassociate myself with anybody. That I'm still friends with everybody. It's just a passion that I have,
Right.
and part of the focus of why I have asked to be on some podcasts, and I'm thankful that you put me on your platform. It is to kind of showcase a video that I made that I spent about 3 or 4 months making. And when I made paranormal videos, I would film that night and I'd have it out in 2 or 3 days. This
Oh,
I
wow.
took 3 or 4 months to make, and I actually traveled pretty extensively to do it. Um, if you don't mind, do you mind if I share a promo for the video that I made? Would that be all right?
Uh, you got a question right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Where have you investigated in the paranormal?
So I'm in the Southwest. I'm in California. I'm in the center of California. So I've been to the Goldfield Hotel. I've been to Tonopah. I've been both to the Clown Motel, obviously the cemetery there, as well as the Mizpah Hotel. I've been to Virginia City. There've been to tons of places there. Um, what got me really interested in it was watching the very first Ghost Adventures documentary. And I wanted to, as soon as I saw that, I swear a week later, I was in Tonopah. I had to go there and experience those places. Now, obviously, I think when you become more of a seasoned investigator, the Ghost Adventures fantasy kind of fades away a little bit, obviously. But that's what got me into it. And so I made my team called the Paramigos. And we've been to a lot of places in the Southwest. We also focused on places that weren't um, so famous. I kind of am not really into famous places because I think people go there with anticipation and it creates tulpas and things. And it just, I don't think I'm getting the real deal. You know what I mean? So we like to find places that have never been ghost hunted before. Old buildings, with bird poop everywhere, rat poop, dust everywhere. And that's where we really focused our major investigations
There
in.
you go.
Yeah.
But back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
How long do you want to show the whole thing, or just a promo,
I
or
just
what?
want to show the promo. It's like about a minute long.
Oh,
It's a
that's
Yeah.
easy. Do you know how to load a video up on StreamYard?
Yes, I have it ready for you.
Oh, you've already got it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not showing up on my
Yeah,
StreamYard.
no, I'll bring it up now. I just wanted to make sure it was okay with you. It's your
Oh,
show, man.
uh, load her up and Gwen will show it.
All right. All right. There we go.
That is cool.
Thank you very much.
Where are you going to be putting the whole thing?
So the whole thing, it's on. You can see the video. It's about 10 minutes long, and it's funny because I put 3 or 4 months worth of work into it and spent about $1,500, and the movie's only 10 minutes long. But that's the labor of the love, right?
Right.
And basically, you can find it on the Paramigo YouTube page. You can also find it under my name, Brian Bolhall. It's under that page too, and I'd appreciate the support. Basically, while I was ghost hunting in a town called Raymond, California, that's about 30 minutes away from me. It's an old logging town that was like the gateway to Yosemite. Obviously, most people know what Yosemite is, so that's kind of what it's known for. And I've captured so many EVPs, so many different paranormal evidence that's all on the Paramigos YouTube page. But I stumbled upon something really weird one day. There's an old general store there, and you could stop and get drinks or get lunch, right? And so we're in the parking lot, and the guys went in and grabbed me a drink, and I was just kind of walking around by the road, and I see a gravestone between the parking lot and the road.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? You know?
Right.
So I contacted a friend of mine who's more of a historian. I'm not a historian, so I needed help. And I said, hey, could you look into this? And immediately she just started getting into it. And we find that there's another gravestone in Whittier, California, that's 2 hours and 30 minutes away. This is basically in LA. Okay. And why is there a gravestone here by the side of the road in Raymond, California, a town with like population 300 people, and then a gravestone in this massive, and I mean massive graveyard? Okay. It's the size of a small city.
Wow.
Why are they there? And so it intrigued me. It inspired me to do something not paranormal related, even though it does have a gravestone in it. It does have history, which are all, important things in ghost hunting, things that, paranormal people would be interested in. And it just inspired me to just, after making it, to go in a new direction. I feel like it's kind of like a calling for me. It's something I'm graduating towards, and yeah. But I do, Len, I do have a lot of evidence paranormal that I've captured over the years. If at any time you want to have me share it, I'd be happy to do that. And but of different places we've been and things, But
hello, Pam Harris.
Hello.
She was my guest last week. She is an author. Oh, I've already put the book up. But she wrote a book about her ancestor and in the mafia.
Oh, well, that's got to be pretty darn interesting.
Yes. I'm kind of big on crime and guns.
Okay.
But we have shows that are based on crime and guns on this network. Mm-hmm. We have 20 some odd shows on this network.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this, Gwen already knows about it. I will be doing a show Saturday. Mm-hmm. It may be on my own streaming our page about the Bonnie and Clyde, because it is the anniversary of their shooting this Saturday.
Oh. Ooh.
So I'm going to get it together tomorrow, because it's going to rain down here for the next 7, 8, 9 days. There you go, Pam.
Oh,
little self-promotion there.
I think out here it maybe rains 7 or 8 days a year. So that's a lot of rain.
Well, we've been in a drought. It hasn't rained anywhere near enough. We're inches. In fact, we're a couple of feet behind the rain.
Oh, really?
This is a big rice state. It's the number one crop, and we produce more rice in Louisiana. It goes back and forth. Most years, Arkansas produces a little bit more rice in Louisiana. Sometimes they had bad crop in Arkansas. Louisiana surpasses them. But I'm down in southeast Arkansas, which is about an hour away from Louisiana.
Yeah. I was born in Little Rock, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
But I lived in North Carolina while I was in the service. But I've pretty much been in California all my life. I consider this home for sure. But I have been back to Arkansas. It's a beautiful country. And
we are about 35 miles south of Pine Bluff.
Okay.
You saw the Allen House there. The Allen House is in Monticello.
Okay.
So if you look on the map and find Pine Bluff, then run your finger down the straight highway that goes between Pine Bluff and Monticello. You find Monticello, then go back up about halfway between the two. You find Star City, and that's where I live.
Gotcha.
I live outside of town of 2,200 people.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's not much. Good. Small towns are nice. My town that I live in used to be a small town, and it's kind of grown into something bigger. And I'm getting to that point where I'm like, I need to get out of here. There's too much traffic, too much noise. I kind of liked it when it was smaller. But
I've got a neighbor who's considering moving. If not everything's paid for, he probably would move. But Star City at 2,200 people is getting to be too many people for him.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But we've been down here 10 years after 14 years in Chicago.
Oh, wow. Chicago is an amazing town.
Yeah. 14 years I lived there.
Wow.
And my wife's from Chicago.
Okay. How does she like Arkansas?
Well, she was down here every summer as a child because her grandmother lived down here.
Ah, okay.
In fact, her grandmother on both sides, because her parents were from this area.
Gotcha. Now, the most amazing steak I've ever had in my life was in Chicago. Best meat ever. I think it was at Rosebuds. I think that's the name of the restaurant I went to.
Rosebuds is a good restaurant.
Okay. When you go to Arkansas, what do you think of the meat compared to what you get up in Illinois?
Well, around here we get pretty good meat. The steaks are okay. The chickens are really good, and as cheap as you're going to find anywhere, because one of the industries around here is, of course, chicken farming. Tyson's the big employer here. And, of course, there's some hog farms nearby.
Okay.
So we're still buying chicken about as cheap as you can get it anywhere in the country.
Yeah. Yeah, chicken's good. Chicken's good.
Mm-hmm. And you can still get on sale. You can get the Boston butts, $129 a pound.
What's a Boston butt?
Okay, it's kind of a misnomer. Boston butt is a big, and normally they're about it's kind of oval shaped, about anywhere from 8 to 15 pounds.
Oh wow!
And they cut it about that big oval and about this thick.
Okay.
And of course, you can't cook it on a grill. You got to smoke this bad boy.
Oh, okay.
But if you smoke it, depending on size, 12 hours at least, maybe up to 15, 18 hours. Now, keep it a little bit moist and come out and you can just cut it with a halfway sharp knife.
Mm.
And you can either shred it, you can cube it, or you can cut it in slices.
Mm-hmm.
The way you shred it, wife's got some Wolverine claws, and she just does like this.
Yeah.
And shreds it, or you can cube it to make sandwiches out of it. The shredded meat, I'll just put in the pot. I'll start heating it, and I'll make a spackle of it.
Okay.
You just dip your big spoon in there. So when I walks up with a bun, you just put a great big, one of those cooking spoons full of spackle meat on their bun, and they can add coleslaw or pickle or whatever they want, or just put a little.
That's what I was going to ask you. Now, when you do the coleslaw, do you do a sweet coleslaw or like a dill coleslaw?
It goes both ways down here.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the wife fixes the sweet instead of, she's. You like.
Two things about me that people know very well is I don't like sweet tea. I had a real hard time when I lived in the South because of that. But they were so gracious and wonderful that I sucked it up a lot.
I guess you don't want a sip of this.
No.
This is full of very sweet tea. I keep 2 gallons in the refrigerator.
Yeah, I don't know if you know the ghost hunting housewives, but they're friends of mine. And
the ghost hunting housewives?
Yes.
I actually had them on my show before I was on this network.
Okay. Really good people.
Yeah.
And we go back and forth about sweet tea all the time. So, I'm not a sweets guy. I don't like sweet. It's just the way I am, I think it's growing up here. Maybe, I don't know, but
well, you got me, who was born and raised in Georgia.
Okay.
And Gwen, she is from South Carolina. That's where she's living now.
Mm-hmm.
So between her and I, there's a lot of sweet tea getting guzzled.
Yeah. Yep. I go into I lived in North Carolina when I was in the service, and obviously we went to Myrtle Beach when we got,
of course,
and things like that, because that's what do you do. But all the barbecue places, you go there and there is a big jug of sweet tea just sitting there waiting for you. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to ask for unsweetened tea, and they probably don't have any. So
when you go in those barbecue places, you see the smoked butt sitting there. Because you get about, in today's prices, if you can buy it for any kind of meat for $1.29 a pound, you buy it.
Okay.
You just got to know how to cook it. It's slow.
I don't think we have meat for $1.29 a pound out here right now. It's so expensive out here, man. It's crazy. But I had to say that. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay. Your gas prices are ridiculous because you have a lot of gas tax because you got a lot of highways.
Yeah, everything's expensive out here. The cost of living is people are suffering really bad, man. It's and
there's not much you can do about it. It's a big state with big bills. It's like Chicago. That's why we moved, because there's nothing you can do, excuse me, but pay your property taxes. And down here, yearly, on 2 acres of land and our car, is just over, I think it was $97, $98.
Okay. Yeah. I don't even want to talk about what I'm paying.
I live in a 3-bedroom house. Master bedroom is a 12 by 18. I have a 5 by 12 walk-in closet. This den I'm sitting in it is the second largest bedroom, and it's a 12 by 15. The bedroom next door, there's just a spare room, is 12 by 12, and it has 2 big sliding doors, 10-foot long closet. And you heard what I pay in taxes.
Yeah. Well, luckily they can't raise our property taxes, thanks to some laws that we passed back in the late 70s. So that's a positive. But they kind of get you because the housing values are really high, right? So that's the way they kind of get you. Luckily we're getting by. I mean, we're pretty successful, knock on wood. But it hurts, man, when the cost of living is like basically the most expensive thing. I mean, my water bill, monthly is $150.
Wow.
because there's a lot of environmental things that have taken place. And, I think their hearts were in the right place when it began, but they've kind of taken advantage of that. And, I like I said, I'm all about conservation, but when it's just basically highway robbery, what they're doing with the energy costs and the fuel costs, since our governor's been in office, he's raised the gas tax 4 times, and they're told to, make the roads better every time. Well, I don't know, man. Yeah. Hey, Greg, how long have I been doing videos in the paranormal? I've been making videos. Okay. So as far as what's out there, for about 3 years, I've been developing my skills. I'm self-taught, for about 6 years. Okay. And, it's been a step-by-step process. Being able to afford the equipment to do it, was a step-by-step process. Had I had all the equipment that I have now to begin with, I probably would have done a better job, but you got to learn how to edit. It's a labor of love, man. But yeah, so I'd say about 6 years, seriously, for about 3.
I am learning how to edit. Now,
Okay.
the opening video, and you saw the Paracon video that got played. I did those on Canva.
Cool. Yeah, good job, man. I mean, you definitely told the story. I wasn't guessing at what you were trying to show me, and you definitely you did a great job, man.
No, thanks. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I've done only about 4 or 5, so I'm still figuring out how to do all the stuff on Canva.
Well, I started out. Yeah, go ahead.
One suggestion I've got for you. How old are you?
I am 50 years old.
Okay. When you retire, get the hell out of California.
No, we are. To be honest with you, it's not a matter of me. It's my wife,
right?
Because she has an excellent pension and health benefits and things that will carry over. So, now we'll probably end up in Nevada. We already have plans.
Move to Goldfield.
No, thank you. There's nothing there. There's not even a gas station. I need a little bit of accommodation, at least a Walmart, yeah, there's a restaurant there and a couple of shops and one bar, and that's it.
Did you go to any school or you self-taught?
No, to be honest with you, I've delved more into people that I know that did camera work for their entire careers, and learning from them, because I'm a people person. I don't like classrooms. I tried doing that whole college thing and it didn't really work for me. And I'm not really into being taught on video. So I like to learn. I've learned from some really professional cameramen. The editing thing, it's been trial by fire. I've gotten a lot better. Part of it was doing a podcast, because when you're weekly editing and doing all that stuff, it helped me get better. That was a big help. But no, I have not gotten any training whatsoever other than some advice.
Well, some of the good advice that you're taking, and I'm trying to take, came from a wiser man than me. He's definitely older than I am. He also had an iconic role on TV and in the movies.
There you go.
He said, talking about humans in general, he said, we learn by doing.
Yes, I that's exactly how I am. That's exactly how
that's exactly
I've always been a hands-on guy. I mean, it took me a year to get my first freaking EVP, man. But once I did, bam.
I'll tell you the movie you said that in.
What's that?
Star Trek, Wrath of the Khan. James T. Kirk.
What?
William Shatner said that.
Wow.
Very early in the Wrath of the Khan movie.
Now, are you more of a Star Wars guy or are you more of a Star Trek guy? I'm just curious. Or do you like both?
I don't like the newer movies. but the original Star Wars movies was pretty good.
Yeah.
But back in the late 80s, I had a lot of spare time. And I was actually the president of a Starfleet chapter. And of course, they called you captain when you're president.
Badass.
That was fun. Went to a few sci-fi cons as captain of a starship, and got to meet the third man to walk on the moon. The local college in Columbus, Georgia, had the third man to walk on the moon, Pete Conrad, commander, Apollo 12. People forget about Apollo 12.
Yeah.
You think of 11, the first people walking on the moon with Armstrong and Aldrin. And you think of 13, the one we almost lost.
Right.
In fact, we could do that 10 times, follow the same scenario that Apollo 13 followed. And we might get them home once out of 10 tries. Yeah. And NASA managed to hit the once. They did like Marvel when Dr. Strange said one. They managed to do the one. And we were very lucky. But the same year that Armstrong was there in July, Pete Conrad was there in December 1969. People forget about that. At that time in the late 80s, he was head of the futuristic. They didn't know if they were going to get it up at that time or not. Space station we wanted to put up. And of course, I asked him in a public forum if we were going to work with the Russians. And that was before we collaborated with them and built the ISS. It was also right before the Soviet Union fell.
Gotcha.
So he said we were going to try to talk to the Russians. A little bit later, I was in Atlanta, Georgia, in a hotel, and we stayed up all night talking. And even though we had a Paracon to go to the next day, we started talking and having a few drinks. You know how that goes. After we'd eaten a bunch of pizza, we started talking and drinking a little bit. We pulled out the stationery hotel and started drawing up designs, because he had to be in Florida at Cape Kennedy Monday morning. In fact, he was leaving on Sunday to go to work for NASA as an engineer. So we sat up all night long discussing designs. And I said, look, the Soviet Union can no longer afford their series of stations. They had one built, but they didn't have the money to launch it. So I said, why don't we go to them and get them to donate that station that's just going to be gathering dust because they don't have the money to launch it. They put it up, and we start adding on. So we started with what the Russian space station looked like, stripped down to this base module. And started adding on with the different modules, the European module. And we sat there on a piece of hotel stationery and drew up the ISS about 90% of what it looks like today.
Wow. That's it.
And I gave that to the engineer. He put it in his pocket and took it down there. And basically, during the meeting, just flipped it out there. Here's what we should do. Because that's what we did. We got the thing from Russia. They launched it. And with shuttle launches, we took up various pieces and mounted it onto the Russian module up there. And it's still there.
Wow.
Basically, it was mine and his design we put up there.
Someone asked a question about what recorder that I like to use, or what was my first one. I have a video.
When was your first one?
Oh my gosh. It was 2018 was my first one.
Okay. Is that the one you're going to bring up, or is this another one? When did you get it?
This is the recorder that I've ever used ever since. So it shows it, but it's not too long ago. This is a Caliscaris event that I did.
Whoops. Hello. I don't know what happened, Gwen.
He clicked himself off. He'll be back in just a minute.
Okay.
It happens sometimes. I think he was trying to load his video. He'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, he'll be back in just a second.
Oh, there he is. All right.
Okay.
He's back, so I'm going to pop out.
All right. So yeah, let me bring it up here.
Yes, as soon as you load it up, she'll play it.
Where the hell did it go? Okay. Here is my very first EVP. I was walking around a graveyard in Raymond, California. Okay. This graveyard is in the middle of nowhere. It's like in a big field. It's a cow pasture, basically. And I'm reading the names of the gravestones. I have an SB7, okay, and then I have an Olympus recorder right on top of it, recording whatever I capture. All right, and here is my first EVP. Okay, so that was the first EVP in that I ever captured. Basically, what I hear in that EVP, I have analyzed it further, okay? But what I hear in that EVP is I hear my name, Brian Bohall. And it was amazing because I was just walking around reading the names off of graves. I wasn't asking any questions. And that's what it sounds like to me. Other people hear it. Some people don't. I did analyze it. That's not what it says, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But in my heart, it says Brian Bohall. And it really motivated me to pursue EVP. But yeah, that Olympus recorder is one that I use. And there's a silver one that you see in the early Ghost Adventures episodes with the round button in the middle. I use that one quite a bit as well. Other than that, I don't really use any other recorders. I will use a linear PCM for clarity. I'll usually have headphones on while I'm walking around a location to see if I get anything. Yeah. So to answer your question.
Funny story about Ghost Adventures, since you had mentioned that.
Yeah.
Several years ago, I was at the Andrew Jackson.
Okay.
In New Orleans. And it was a 2-day, 2-night event. Yes, I spent 2 nights in the hotel with nothing but paranormal investigators in the entire hotel.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're welcome, Carol, and I'm sure Brian feels the same way. Carol said, "Thank you."
Oh yeah, no problem. Any question you got, I'm happy to answer.
But there was a guy that works in the background of Ghost Adventures, and he said he was there because he wanted to go on a real ghost hunt.
Mm-hmm.
So of course we put him by himself in one of the haunted rooms. It was a room where it may have been a murder, it may have been a suicide. We're not sure.
Okay.
Never got definitive evidence one way or the other, but we know there was at least one death in this room.
Okay.
He goes in. 5 minutes later, he comes out screaming. Running,
really?
Arms over his head, screaming. Yeah. He says something growled at me. So he come up with a very similar voice record that you were just showing.
Mm-hmm.
And played it back. I said, did you get it recorded? Yes. Let me play it back. He played it back and he got a loud, distinct growl recorded. He said, I heard that with my ears.
Oh, disembodied voice. Ooh.
Disembodied growl.
Sexy. Those are sexy.
So You scared the hell out of him. He was there for one night. He followed me around a little bit because he wanted to have a real experience. He got one real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not going to do it because you're the guest. I got several bits of him in video and quite a few pictures of him as we went back in that room and investigated for a while.
Now, was that Zach?
Huh?
Was that Zach?
No, this guy was, he worked in the background. He was basically part of the crew.
Okay. Got it.
He never had any camera time.
Ah.
But he did work for Zach for several years.
Huh.
As part of the crew that went around with him.
Yeah.
So he had himself a real experience.
If you seek it, you'll find it. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say about golf. I was kidding you about that. And you don't want to go there and be older and retired because there's no doctor there. There's no store. But they do have a thing called Goldfield Days.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
where
yeah.
You've probably heard this. Where you can, and they always offer up pieces of property.
Yes.
That you can go out and buy an empty lot and bid against other people. If nobody else is bidding on it, you can own a nice little lot there with nothing on it. Nice little piece of desert, sand, maybe a few cacti. For a few bucks, a couple $100, you got a lot in Goldfield.
Well, there's no hospital. I mean, the closest hospital is in Reno, to my knowledge. The closest town is Tonopah, and they don't even have a Walmart. They have like 3 or 4 casinos, but I need a little bit more. What I'm thinking about is moving to Art Bell's hometown, Pahrump, Nevada, is what we're
what was that now?
Pahrump, Nevada.
Pahrump. I thought that's what you said. I wasn't going to react until I was double sure. Pahrump.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You're on YouTube.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Your channel's on YouTube.
Yep.
By the way, how do you look at it? Was that in your name or what? Or Paramigo?
So I have one channel that's in my name.
Okay.
And then I have another channel for the new show. It used to be the Paramigo page. Okay.
Okay.
It's now called Brian and Evan Do, which is going to be what I'm going to be focusing on as far as videos in the very near future.
Okay. Now, if you want to post a link to that, you can go down there and see post a comment. You could post a link to that if you wanted to. It's fine with me. Because I always like to give people, if they've got a YouTube channel or a Facebook channel, let's let everybody go see it, see the link, and can go there and give you some business.
Appreciate it.
Do you ever heard of a person called Wonder Hussey?
Yes, I've met her.
You've met Sarah?
Yes.
Sarah Jane.
Yes. Yes. And I love her videos. I also love that area that she lives in. I love the hot springs there. I frequent that place at least once every 3 or 4 months. Yeah. Yeah.
Her and her sister got together and got the hell out of Vegas and got that compound out on the edge of Death Valley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, they got to buy all their water, drinkable water, out of a dispenser.
That's true. When you stay in that area, I mean, the baths are all hot spring water. Basically, their fresh water is up on a hill, in like a big tank, and there's a guy that manages that, and you pay whatever per gallon. But it's an amazing town, and that's the kind of stuff I love filming. There's a lot of interesting things in that area where she lives and around Pahrump as well. Yeah, I love that area.
I just asked the question, and you've actually met Sarah Jane.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I've had a drink with her.
You had a drink with her.
She's got
her personality is good in person as she has on video.
I've heard many things, but I can tell you that I had a wonderful experience. Very, very funny. Very interesting to talk to, and I talked to her about how she makes her videos and things like, it was very educational for me, and she's an amazing person. Yep. Now I don't have her phone number or anything like that, but I met her and had a conversation with her. So I'm a happily married man. So
yeah, so am I. I've been married for 25 years.
26.
I won't be 25 until November.
Right on, brother. It's the way to do it, in my opinion, man.
So you got married, what, 2000?
Yes. February 2000.
And we got married November 2001. Yeah, we got married on November 10th, almost exactly 2 months after 9/11.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's I was saying Art Bell, he did what was the radio show with the aliens and everything. Oh my gosh. Anyway, huge radio show about the paranormal. Aliens, you name it.
Right.
Art Bell did that show from Pahrump, Nevada. He had basically like a compound, and that's where he put it out. So
to answer the question, Pahrump is not the easiest thing to find on the map. There's not that many people there.
Oh, it's big. It's a lot bigger now.
It is.
Yeah, because there's a road that coming from Las Vegas. It used to be like a 2-lane road.
Right.
Well, they widened it to 4.
Oh, they have.
It's a lot cheaper to live in Pahrump than it is Vegas. So a lot of people migrated to Pahrump, and it's a pretty big. I mean, compared to what it was. Okay, basically, it used to just have a couple whorehouses because prostitution's legal there.
Right.
And that was about it. Now it's pretty big.
Well, back then the houses weren't really houses; they were whore trailers.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. You're 100% right. Yep. And there's still some, like when you drive between, Vegas and Reno, you'll see them on the side of the freeway. They're like these trailers, and they're all kind of attached to each other, and it's called like Wild Stallion, or there's one place called the Alien Brothel that's really popular.
Okay, like I'll ask you a question.
Sure.
Do you know Christy?
Go
ahead and throw her post back up there, please, Glenn.
No, I don't.
She is a very nice person, as you can tell. Good day. She is from down under.
Oh wow.
Yes. She comes in.
She's on the Bobby. Sorry.
But she comes into a lot of our shows. So if you can get an Australian fan out of this, more power to you.
I would. Everyone's welcome. Everybody's welcome. And we do plan on doing some paranormal stuff, but what we're gonna be doing is more comedic. It's to make you laugh. Okay.
Kind of like Ghost Brothers.
No, we're gonna go because we've never gone after Bigfoot, right? So we're like, well, we'll do it, but we'll act like we don't know what the hell we're doing, right? We're just having some fun, The stuff that I'm going to be doing is going to be lighthearted, and then like on the Brian Bohall channel, you'll see stuff more about the history of California, small ghost towns, etc. You'll see more serious stuff from there. But basically, a member of my team, the Paramigos, one of my best friends from high school, we both decided that we wanted to do something more like what the stupid crap that we did when we were in high school, with that kind of humor. Because Evan, if you watch our Paramigo videos, which are on the Evan and Brian and Evan do YouTube page, okay, they're there. They're always going to be there. Evan's really good with one-liners, and he usually did the filming where I was the idiot, saying, yeah, well, this is a spirit box, and this is what we're going to do. This is our experiment, blah, 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 blah. He would talk tons of shit about me, just to make it fun. And so this is my chance to get back at him a little bit and have some fun. So I think our first 3 videos, the first one, we're going to, they're gonna be food related, the first 2 episodes, and then the third one, I think we're gonna go hunt for Bigfoot, and we're not gonna know what the hell we're doing. And trust me, it'll be good for laughs. So,
Have you ever been on a Bigfoot hunt before?
I have not. I have been on Bigfoot podcasts with Monsters Unleashed. Those people are really, really good people there. They're friends of mine. I got to get out there and go to the LBL, the Land Between Lakes, and check that out one day. But no, I have not. But I have had an experience with Bigfoot, or at least I thought it was, if you'd like to hear that.
Go ahead.
So my dad was a little strange when we were growing up. I was in my teenage years, and my dad, wanted to go camping and fishing, and I was fine with that, but I wanted to go where the girls were, right? That's what I was interested in. But my dad was completely like, no, we're going up to 7,000 feet up in the middle of nowhere where there are no campsites. We're going to make our own campsite, and we're going to live off the land. And I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't sound like fun to me, but I'll go, because what am I going to do? Sit at home? So anyway, we go to this place, and it literally takes 3.5 hours to get there from our house. There are a bunch of lakes and stuff where lots of girls were. He did not want anything to do with that. And I was just like, oh man. So anyway, we go up there, and it's beautiful. We're right next to a stream, trout fishing galore, German browns in the lake nearby. But there are no people, and it's just me and him. And, I think I was about 14, and basically where we were staying is that our little campsite was really close to the stream, and then on the other side of the stream was a big mountain. Okay, and we're staying there. It's late at night. My dad had a few beers. He's passed out in the fart sack, and he's doing his thing, and I'm like, I can't sleep. So I, get in the fart sack, kind of chilling, and I hear this guttural sound. And when I say guttural, it made me vibrate. I've never heard anything like it before in my life. Could it have been a bear? I am no bear expert. I am not a person that's going to lie to you. Okay. But it was really, really high pitch and powerful, like lungs 5 times the size of mine. Okay. And yes, was I scared to death? Yes. Could that amplify things? Absolutely. And then I hear footsteps, like coming down a hill. And I froze. And I keep on hearing steps sporadically, keep on happening until I hear a step in the water right across from where I'm at. And I think I had a buck knife at that point. The old fold out, right? With the wood grain and kind of the brass tips. And right. I bust that puppy out, and I'm like, I'm fucked. and I hear the steps. I hear like 1 or 2 steps, and I hear something on the bank. I can hear breathing. I smell this foul smell, and I'm not looking outside that fart sack. I'm just not going to do it. I'm scared to death, and I'm just sitting there with a knife. It says, if it comes over here, I'm going to give everything I got, but it's probably not going to be much. And then, poof, nothing. And so I got my head out. I looked around. I grabbed a flashlight. I didn't see any footprints of any sort. I don't know if I was just thinking things up. I don't know, man. Could I have fallen asleep? It's possible. I really don't think so. But I mean, and the smells, what really got me, it was like death, I don't think bears smell like that. They could. I don't know. But yeah, I think I encountered Bigfoot. Is Bigfoot known for being at like 7,000 feet? I don't know. Were there encounters in the air? I was just a kid. I wasn't going to research it. It's not like back then you didn't have Google, so
Right.
I just, but yeah, I think I experienced Bigfoot. It's the only experience I've ever had. And, it was cool. It was scary, but it was cool.
And that's your Bigfoot story. You got an alien story?
I have one.
Okay.
It was really strange, man. I was taking the trash out from my house, and I look up in the sky and I see what looked like Chinese lanterns, right? There were 4 of them, and they were kind of going in a curve like this, right? There are 4 of them. There's one at the top, and they go down at a curve. And this was back in the BlackBerry era of cell phones. Okay. I wasn't smart enough to take my phone out and take a picture because I was just like, what the hell? But I noticed that the top one just disappeared. So I go into the house, I grab my wife and my kids, and we're all watching these things one by one go up right to where the last one took off, and it flies off at a super high speed and disappears.
Wow.
And that's the only experience I've ever had. I've driven in the desert countless times, never seen jack. Never. Always looking. I'm always looking. But that's the only alien experience I've ever had.
You were in the desert looking for jack and found Wonder Hussy.
Yeah. Well, it just happens. She lives at a place that I go to at least 4 times a year. So
she looks better than Jack.
Yeah, for sure.
My wife heard that and was laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, Gail Bryan has met Wonder Hussy. Oh, you heard that? Okay.
Yeah, the town that she lives in, if you ever get a chance, go there, experience it. There's nothing like it. It's the most beautiful, wonderful place to go to. I'm going to have my ashes spread there when I die.
You heard about her latest thing, hadn't you? Yeah. She's getting together with a couple of friends, and they're going from one end, the California end of Route 66, and going all the way to Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That would be interesting to see her take on it. I don't think I would want to try and do that. That would be a pain in the ass because it's so broken up. But it would be entertaining to see how she puts it all together. And she's amazing at doing research and laying out a story. I mean, one of the best in my opinion.
Yes, I fully agree. She's one of the best. She's got a whole book of things to see on Route 66, and she's going to try to hit them all.
Yeah.
Now there is, I think it's a Shamrock Hotel. It's in Missouri.
Okay.
On Route 66. They are rebuilding it, and he's just about got it finished.
Oh, really?
And it's not too far from here, so to speak. I would love to go up there once everything gets settled down and stay in that place, because the ghost thing will have to be incredible because it's an old motel that's been restored.
Yeah. They are hotels are my favorite. Aside from like homes and like abandoned buildings, hotels are my favorite because there's so much energy from the things that have happened in those rooms, when people taking their lives, etc. The Mizpah in Tonopah is a fascinating place to go to. If you've not been there, I highly recommend it. There's not a bad room in the place, and there's the story of the lady in red, of course, that everybody knows from Ghost Adventures, etc. But when you go to that town, there's an interesting energy there. You've been ghost hunting for a long time. You can sense things, even if you don't have a gift, you can sense them. And it's such a weird vibe there because there's a positive vibe and then there's a negative vibe. And, you know, I always chased after the positive. I wasn't really interested in the negative. You know what I mean? That just like, I saw that you investigated that serial killer H.H. Holmes. Is that correct?
Yes.
I would never
Yes.
go down that road, bro. That's just not my cup of tea. But
I've investigated H.H. Holmes.
uh-huh.
I've investigated Bruno Rodi. He was a big mob figure. He was Al Capone's favorite bomber.
Okay.
I've contacted Al Capone before.
Yeah.
And we'll be contacting him again, as there's a statue of Al Capone in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Gotcha.
We're going to take a nice little vacation, 3 or 4 nighter in Hot Springs. I will be hitting the restaurant where that statue is. Quick story. The statue has been stolen 3 times.
Mhm.
You said it's have it on a bench out front.
Yeah.
And it was stolen 3 times. They brought it back 3 times because they said they got tired of Al Capone in their house. When they stole the statue, Al Capone's ghost would come in there and stay in their house all night.
Oh my gosh.
Keeping them awake. And so they said, we're tired of this. And they brought it back within a couple of days.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Ugh.
And I've also investigated Bonnie and Clyde, as I will be showing this weekend.
Yeah.
And next month, I believe it's on a Monday,
Uh-huh.
I will be doing my annual show that I do for John Dillinger's killing anniversary.
Huh.
The funny
He was
thing,
an interesting cat.
but Bonnie and Clyde were killed this month. In June, John Dillinger was killed the same year.
Yeah.
On to the missing one day being exactly a month apart.
Yeah, so there should be some interesting energy in that. There really should be. I'm curious what evidence you get.
I got Bonnie did not. I was doing an Echo Box session and a Ghost Box session both at once on the site where they were killed. And Bonnie kept saying, "Go away, leave, go." Clyde wouldn't say anything. I've been there for several minutes, and finally I said, "Why did you keep doing this?" And he answered back, "I did not want to go back to prison."
Wow.
Chrissy's bringing up that is the real story has not been told. Even the latest one with Christian Bale. Christian Bale I don't know who put it in, the writer, or if Christian Bale did it himself, but it shows the Christian Bale character walking out in the road in front of them and pulling his gun. And Bonnie and Clyde actually having a couple of seconds where they reached down and grabbed their guns before everybody opened fire. In reality, there was no warning.
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, they got one of Clyde's uncles to fake a truck thing. He had his truck parked, and they pulled a tower off of it. They waited for hours. They were getting ready to leave before that stretch of highway, and they pulled up and were slowing down and asked him, "Are you all right? Need help?"
Yeah,
because he was acting like he was putting the tire back on. And without warning, they opened up on him. And with all those bullets in the car, their first salvo, because they were using automatic weapons, Tommy guns and the BAR, and the first couple of bullets killed Clyde. The same bullet passed through Clyde's body and hit Bonnie, and was probably a mortal wound.
Wow.
They could have gone by and fired that first shots out of a BAR. Whoever fired them, even they don't know. probably kill both of them with one quick blap.
Hmm.
And you know, like Christy's right here. Bonnie never shot anybody.
Yeah.
That famous photo was them clowning around, and at one of their hideouts, they had to get out of there so fast that they left their camera there. And it was the police who processed that film. And the pictures you see of them posing in front of the car with guns was all police got. They just got that film and processed it. It was just them clowning around, taking the photos. One of them does show Bonnie. She's got her one arm stretched out like this, and she's holding a BAR up with one hand. Doesn't have a clip in it, but she's pointing it at Clyde. And Bonnie was she wasn't 100 pounds.
Yeah.
But if you look at the crime scene photos, and especially the autopsy photos, and like all the other women were in the era, they're a lot tougher and stronger than modern women. And she was able to hold that big AR, which is a heavy-duty gun.
Yeah, I know.
It was designed for World War I, but came out too late. Was used really extensively in World War II. And in fact, there's some BARs made it to Vietnam. It was actually being used in Korea and up until Vietnam.
Yeah.
But he was actually holding a heavy gun up with one hand.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. I mean, full steel. You got the oak. What do you call it? The
shoulder strap.
The back. The back.
The butt. The butt.
The butt of the gun is all out of oak. They're hella heavy. That's impressive.
She was so very impressive for her size. Christian said Bonnie was so tiny. Bonnie was a little bitty thing, but she did not want to talk to me. For whatever reason, she did not want to speak to me. And I've got that. I'm trying to find it. I'm not sure where it is. I got that. No video. I got it through my Echobox recording.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of shocking.
It's funny you brought that up about spirits wanting to talk to you and not wanting to talk to you. I've been working for the past 7 months with a group called Caliscaris, right? And so in Gold Country, which is like around Jackson, California, that's where Preston Castle is. That's where the Kennedy Mine is. All places that I've frequented many times. Is
that still an active mine?
No. No, it's basically a museum now. And they do paranormal investigations there, etc. This Caliscaris group is in Calaveras County, which is right. It's about 30 minutes from Jackson. And their local PBS station hosts a horror festival every year. And in order to raise money for that festival, they've developed this thing called Caliscaris, where we meet at a location every month that's supposedly haunted, that has a lot of history. And my friend Elsie, who owns Bethany's Home Sweet Haunted Home, which is in Jackson, California, and I lead the investigations. People buy tickets. I think they're $35 to get there. You get to go to a place that's never been ghost hunted in before. And we lead these investigations. Well, we usually, before we do an investigation, we go there and do like a walkthrough, right? And when I ghost hunt, I carried a camera bag, like a backpack, and it'd have things like a REM pod, digital recorders, just basic gear that, you use on a regular basis, like Polaroid, etc. And this REM pod here, I got it on eBay for $60, something like that, was in this backpack, and I'm sitting on a stage of a theater. And the flap's open and the REM pod's just sitting here like this, right? And you're probably not going to be able to hear the sound, but I think most people would know what this switch sounds like. It makes like a clicking noise, right? When you pop it. So backpack is open. The backpack is about 3.5 feet away from my arm's reach. I'm sitting by the backpack, kind of. Two people are facing me, and we're just having a conversation. And on the stage, all of a sudden, flip switches all by itself, comes on, and then it engages.
Wow.
And we had a conversation with the spirit, and it's a female. And if you don't mind, I'd like to show you the video if
Please.
About the EVP that we captured. Okay.
Please do.
All right. Okay.
Setting recorder down. So, I assume your name's Charlie. Is your name Charlie? Can you tell me? Can you speak into this little red light here?
You can hear audibly. It says yes.
I just want to make sure you're 15 years old. Is that correct? And you're a female? Okay, play with that.
Yeah. So, we, through our investigation, we figured out that there was about a 15-year-old girl there named Charlie. I was trying to validate that with the recorder. We also had one of those bells sitting on the stage, and it was pressing.
That's what we heard during the video.
Yes. Yes. Pretty fantastic. You know?
Yes.
That spirit liked to communicate with me. I don't have that happen too much. So I was kind of enamored with it. And that whole night, she interacted with me. She touched me, things. Someone asked if I like Spirit Talker. I do have that on my phone. I actually have another video where our newest member of the Paramigos got involved, and we were using the Spirit Talker app to communicate to spirits, and the app told us to get the hell out of the building that we were in because our newest member was outside the building with a gun getting ready to fire it.
Have you got that?
I don't have it up. I do have it. Yeah. Let me just double check real quick. Okay, let me show one more video. I don't have that one up. I apologize. But have you ever heard of the Zalud House in Porterville, California? It's a very small historical home. It was built and ran by a prominent family in the area. And I had a really interesting encounter that happened there, and I'd love to share it with you.
Go ahead.
And I'll stop with the videos after that.
What do you do for fun?
Did you hear that knock?
I heard something, yeah.
Someone's.
How long have you been here?
Dude, the whole right-hand side of me right now is cold as hell.
This is a beautiful house. Very, very beautiful house. We're very humbled to be here. Not many people get an opportunity to be here.
All the hair is standing up on my back.
Ew.
Now it's gone.
Oh.
That was cool.
Yeah, let me pause. Okay, so yeah, man, that was an interesting one. We lucked out. The curators there had stopped doing paranormal events. I happen to have a friend that kind of helped me get in there, and
There you go.
we got to be in there for 3 hours, and that was amazing. I'm just sitting there, doing a burst session, reviewing it, and then all of a sudden that REM pod goes off, and my shoulder became cold as ice, and every hair stood up on the back of my neck. And obviously you see that I don't run when stuff like that happens out of the room.
Right.
And what was amazing too was Evan's standing there and he's just filming. And later on in that video, the fine focus on that camera, we don't put our cameras in auto. Okay. The fine focus on the camera. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This is one of our units that we use. Okay. It's this right here, the fine focus.
Right.
The camera blurred all by itself. Evan was not touching it. And I would never had that happen before. It was amazing. That place is something special. It really is. And it's ran by really wonderful people that have a lot of respect for the paranormal, and beautiful people, beautiful place. Highly recommended it.
Christy brought up during a session, her spirit talker did the Charles Manson thing. It was bizarre. You ever try to go to Charles Manson's old hideout?
So like, there's one in Pahrump. There's one in Pahrump out there at the reserve. I tell you, man, I never delved into the dark side. Serial killers, people like him, I have not sought after. I've always been about the lighter things. Yeah, it's not my angle.
Spirit, Christy said, spirit went in front of the camera, hence the blurring, which is a thought. It went through with enough solidness that you may not have seen it, but the camera caught it. So of course it was, she may have touched the camera and it went blurry. Because if you've got it set not on auto, it's got to be fully manual. Someone's got to touch it.
Yeah. And purposely, we never put them on auto for that. And I'm a camera guy. Camera guys don't put their shit on auto. You know what I mean? It's
right.
Like a badge of honor, but yeah, it completely went into, the fine focus thing, obviously turned by itself. I was just one of the coolest captures I ever got.
She wasn't trying to contact Charles. She popped in.
Matt, so he just found you. Oh boy. Yeah. I have had one experience, and I could show you the video. It's just an EVP. It's just like a minute long. There's a school that was built in the late 1800s. It's about 15 minutes from my house. It's called the Old Berinda School. The videos are on my YouTube page. I had I think the thing was just trying to scare me, and it did a good job. Here, I said no more videos, but why not?
One more video.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, damn it. I hate it when it does that. All right. Should be coming up now. Okay. So at the end of the night, I didn't get this on video because right at the start of this recording, I realized that my IR light went out. They usually last about 3 hours. This one only lasted about an hour. And of course, I forgot to bring one with me. And so the beginning of the EVP, or, this recording, you hear me say, oh shit, or something like that. And then that's when I realized I don't have IR anymore and I can't film in the dark. And so I start doing something with the camera. I was going to hit record, but obviously that wasn't going to happen. And behind me, I heard this voice. At the time, it sounded like a voice. In the recording, it came out different, but it was directly right behind me, and it scared the hell out of me. So I'll just go ahead and play it.
Oh, fuck.
Right here.
The fuck? Is that you guys?
And then there was another noise more towards the door. And you notice here and here are where those sounds are. You can hear me talking. You can see the sound, the waves, and it's not me making that noise. I don't know.
That was interesting.
Yeah. So I got to tell you, I'm wearing a lavalier mic, right? And that's what recorded the sound. So the lavalier mic is up here. The sound was behind me, about 3-4 feet behind me. And it was way louder than what that mic captured. It was just, and it was about 3 seconds later, I hear the same sound further away outside 2 doors. And I assumed something was just screwing with me, but I mean, there was nothing there. I had my 2 boys, they were in a completely different side of the building. They were nowhere near me. And they were sitting down. I actually have video of them sitting there just talking, because I was running multiple cameras, and that was very interesting to experience. It scared me pretty bad.
Is that your fur baby talking to you?
Yes, my wife just got home, so yeah, sorry about that. That's our pug. I disabled the sound on my end, but yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. How much longer you want to go? You believe we've been 90 minutes?
Yeah, dude, I've had a great time on this podcast with you. I got to tell you, I love the name of it too. When I got the invite, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. I love the name of your podcast.
No, thank you.
I'm so happy to have met you, and just thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad to meet you. Ours is enjoyable, meeting new people.
Yeah,
and I try to make the show fun.
Yeah, it has been. It's been different. Everybody does it a little different. Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I appreciate Gwen. She was very thorough and telling me what to expect, and etc. And your guests have been really kind, and I really appreciate the opportunity, buddy.
Well, Gwen is one of the best producers around. Mm-hmm. She's very good friends with the CEO. That's Rihanna, Terry Brown. And she is, Lee, as we call her, is going to be one of you saw her picture in the Paracon video. She's going to be down there doing readings. And one of the things is completely sold out. She is going to do her thing behind the voodoo shop.
Yeah.
Where the main spirit there is either a drug overdose by accident. Christopher, who's supplying the money for the whole Paracon, it's for Tally.
Oh,
he has not got the truth out of him about whether the overdose was intentional or accidental, or somebody set him up.
Oh, wow.
And he was in Chicago, so that's why he kind of talks to me, coming out of Chicago, going down to New Orleans. And Greg said he will be in touch.
Absolutely, Greg. That'd be great. I'd love it. I'd like to get that word out there about my video, Henry S. Yule, The Mystery of. So that's why I'm doing this. And I love to meet new people. And like I said, even though I'm kind of walking away from the paranormal, it's not like with a bad taste in my mouth. I have tons of friends like Ron Iacovetti and Lourdes. I mean, I know them very well. They're going to be at that event, and they're great people. They do some great work in the field with white noise and their technique. It's amazing what they capture. I've interviewed them, and just what you guys are doing. This is a cool thing. It's a really cool gig. I like it. Greg
likes to do the Estes method.
Oh yeah, we're known for that.
So is Greg. In fact, one of his shows,
I won't do it. I've always warned people of what can happen to you while you're doing it. I educated them. I said, it's your choice. But yeah, with Caliscaris, that's one of the major things we like to do. As long as they're educated and they want to try it out, you know. Oh, Caliscaris. Well, I won't be attending the one this weekend, but Caliscaris, they're having an event this weekend. It's at a Masonic lodge in Calaveras. You can look it up. It's Cala and then scare and capital letters and then us. You know, I think tickets are $35, something like that. And there's an event every month in Gold Country. So fantastic events. Yeah.
Okay. And give everybody, your YouTube channel is, the link is right there.
Yeah.
And your YouTube channel is your name. Is that right?
Yeah. What one is my name, just Brian Bohall. I've got a couple videos on there, nothing big. And then there's also the Brian and Evan Do. Okay. And it's got all the Paramigo stuff there. It's got interviews that I've done as well in the past. Yeah. All that stuff's there.
And if people want to contact you, just your Facebook page is the same, right?
Brian Bohall. I'm on Instagram at Brian Bohall. You can also look us up under Paramigos. I kept that page up. There's also a Brian and Evan Do Instagram page, and we're on TikTok, Brian and Evan Do as well. Yeah, you can reach me anywhere.
If Greg wants to contact you, same way I did on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook frequently. Yeah, that's probably the best way.
That's how we contact.
We're friends. I mean, who knows? You know, like I said, I've been around the block a couple times. You know, always fascinated by people that love the paranormal, and I like to see how they approach things. You know, it's interesting.
Well, it's great getting to know you. By the way, I will be 70 before the New Orleans.
Oh wow, brother! Right on. 70 years old. Oh, I hope I make it that long. We'll see.
I'd be happy to make 75.
Right? Yeah. Any older now? I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd want to make it to 80.
Of course, your friend Father Sebastian, I guess he and I'll be hissing fangs at each other down in New Orleans.
Yeah, dude, he is a trip, bro. If you look up Hideous Diversion, we interviewed him. Mike Hideous from the Misfits was my co-host. We interviewed him, and that was a wild interview, man. Having sex in coffins. They're just crazy, crazy stories that guy has. Let me tell you. You know, and the nicest guy. I mean, he's super nice. He's super grounded. His energy's beautiful, but he's lived a wild life. Let me tell you. He and I could probably swap stories for a couple of nights all night. I think, like I said, man, you need to tell me about it. If you've never met him before, tell me how it goes.
I've never met him before.
Yeah. I'd really love to hear about it.
Right.
I literally, during that interview, I was like, you know, the whole time, man, he is something else, bro.
Yeah. I was nightclub DJing from the late 70s.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow.
I think it's going to be interesting. Gwen will, of course, be in New Orleans with me.
Good.
With Latrina. We're going to kind of rock that. It's a slave quarters behind a voodoo shop.
Oh, boy. Every way but a coffin. I asked him too. I was like, dude, all right. Where is the craziest place you've ever had sex? I just had to ask him because he's just such a unique human being. And he goes, oh, yeah, a coffin. Yeah.
Well, since you bring it up, Brian, where was the craziest place you ever had sex?
Ooh. Of what I'm willing to tell you. On a trampoline. On a trampoline. In my buddy's backyard. Yeah.
In your buddy's backyard. The craziest place I did it was on a pool table. It's not the fact that it was on a pool table. It's where the pool table was. The bar was open.
All right. Well, you
during
got
the
me.
daytime. It was during the summer. So they had the doors open, you know, the daylight till after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we just did it in front of everybody.
Wow. Wow.
And another incident, a stripper came up and I think she had hit some cocaine. And I was there visiting a DJ there. He was a friend of mine. In fact, my roommate at the time.
Yeah.
And she just grabbed me and just put me on the table.
Yeah. Speaking of, my wife just walked in the room.
And she heard that.
No, I got it.
Okay. She can wonder what we're talking about. Well, you got your wife, you got her pug, and I got a pork chop waiting on me.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
So I can't wait to get these fangs in that pork chop.
No, I got you, brother. Thank you again for having me on here, and go eat that pork chop.
We'll have to do this again sometime, especially when you get your video out.
Yeah,
I would. And if you see Wonder Husky, tell her I said hello.
I will. I plan on being in the area within the next month. So,
because she comes over here to Arkansas once in a while. She came to Arkansas to see the solar eclipse.
Yep.
But she's got a friend of hers that's actually into the paranormal that lives in North Arkansas.
Yeah. You know, there's a ghost where she lives, and it's an interesting, a lot of interesting stories in that area. But we can talk about that another time, my friend.
Right. You take care of yourself, Brian.
You too, brother. It's really nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Nice to getting to know you, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
And you have to invite me on your podcast sometime.
Sounds good, brother. That can definitely happen.
Maybe after the New Orleans Paracon, then I can tell you a little bit about that, and we can talk about Father Sebastian.
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
Because you saw on the ad that Gwen's going to set me up, and anywhere she can get internet, I'm going to be podcasting some of the ghost hunting live.
Hey, Len, I thought you would like this. I just got my portable Starlink, so we are set.
Oh,
I just got it in the mail 2 days ago. Yeah, so we are set to broadcast wherever when I travel this year.
Well, who did you have to sleep with? Elon Musk?
It's not that expensive. I got one for my house, and then I got the travel one at a deal because I got one for the house. So now when I travel this year, I can take it. It's about the size of my computer, and there's a couple of little pieces that are, a little extra, but it's about the size of my computer.
There you go. So you see what we're going to be doing in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And Christopher has already told me he wants if we got permission of whoever's running the ghost hunt, be it John Zappos or Lestriano, if we got their permission to video, we're going to be doing ghost hunts live Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. By the way, Gwen, we will be there. We're Monday before the event is a travel day. We'll be checking in the hotel Monday evening.
Nice.
And we're not checking out till Tuesday morning.
I don't know. I'm going with the group, so I have no idea when. I'm just like, tell me when to pack the bag. So
we're going to be down there, and what I was going to do is maybe all the shows on Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, let me come in and do maybe a 5-minute commercial.
Hey, we'll talk to everybody about that.
Hey, you might get lucky. You might see me in the pool.
Oh, Lordy mercy. Len's going to get me in trouble. You see this, don't you?
I can already tell that. Yeah. Oh, boy.
No, we have fun. Now, this weekend, Len, I know, Brian, if you need to pop off, I understand. If not, you can hang out and talk to us for a minute. But this weekend, what are you wanting to do for the Bonnie and Clyde thing?
I got a couple of videos and some photos.
Okay. About what time are you wanting to do it?
When would you be available?
I'll have to talk to you afterwards. I'll tell you what's going on during the day. But yeah, go ahead and finish out the show, and then we'll talk about it in the background. How about that?
All righty. Go ahead and close the door on this puppy. I think we're done. Good night, everybody.